Today I'm in Leander, Texas, and behind me is the Mod factory where they're actively producing affordable prefab homes. If you're sitting there thinking, wait, what's the Mod factory? Well, I have talked about them on the channel, but they recently went through a rebrand, so you may remember them as My Shea Space. My Shea Space is now Mod. They've got two homes that are just about finished. I'm going to take a tour of both inside and out. Both the co-founders, Becca and Darren, are here today, so I'm going to hopefully get one of them on camera, talk about some of the changes they've made and where they're going from here. Let's go check it out. Talk about good timing. I just finished the intro and it started to rain, so let's head inside. Before we do, here's a look at their factory, and it was mentioned to me that they've got lots of space for expansion here, so as things start to ramp up, they are not limited to these 4 bays. They've got lots of space to fulfill orders. They just got to build it out. Now, here's a look at the first one. These are both 12 feet wide by 36 feet long for a total footprint of 432 square feet. You'll notice they've got metal siding mostly on the outside, a metal roof, and then they've got a bit of an accent under the windows and on the ends. So this one has the peaked roof. I can't get a look at it. They've got the overhang here, but you get the drift. Both models again have the covered porch. I would consider this the front, so let's go in this direction through the sliding glass door into this 432 square foot studio. Now, as I enter, you'll notice not fully staged. So we're gonna have to use our imaginations here, which is okay, it's not a problem. The way I would probably set it up, if it were me, let me think about this. I would probably put, so the kitchen's down that way. I would probably put the bed there and then have a couch or love seat at this end. So I would be standing in the living room, or I would do more of a Murphy bed so that I could go from living room to bedroom and back again. Heading down this direction, they've got the bathroom in the corner. Let's duck in and see what that looks like. So you'll notice they've got the walk-in shower at the end with 2 seats. How are you? They've got the toilet there, vanity with the mirror up above, and across from that, they do have a window letting in a bit of natural light. Coming around the corner, here's a first look at the kitchenette. So storage underneath, let's see what we got going on. 2 shelves there. You got your storage under the sink and a cabinet on each side of the microwave, as well as 2 up above. Here's a look at the fridge, which isn't on because why would it be, right? Right beside the back door, we have got a wardrobe that is going to be used as a coat closet. So you can see there's a place for shoes down there. You can put whatever you want in this section, and up above, spot to hang up your jacket for days like today when you need a jacket because it's raining out. I'm gonna head back this way. So I think what I would do, now that I've had a minute to think about it, is I would put a Murphy bed down there, and then I would have a kitchen table in this section, and that way, if I wanted to sleep, I pull out the couch or fold it down or whatever you want to do. But when I don't, it's just dining room and living room. I think that makes the most sense. Heading out the front, we're going to go around. I'll show you something cool they've got taped out on the floor as well, because they do have a studio duplex that has very attractive pricing. They've kind of got it taped out on the floor here. You're really going to have to use your imagination on that one, but basically you've got the duplex there, and then it would be mirrored the other way. So you get 2 units in one, which is what we like to call a twofer here on the channel. Looping around to the end of this side, you got the monoslope roof. Pretty much the same model, so we'll just have a quick look inside. There's one major difference in the bathroom that we should check out, and then I'm going to try and track down either Becca or Darren and see who wants to talk about what they got going on here. So we're going straight to the bathroom. There it is. They've kind of got that tube shower in the corner. If it were me, I would probably go with the other one, but again, personal preference. Let me know what you think. So let's go with the back door. We'll have a quick look at the kitchen. Same as what we just saw. So let's go see who's gonna tell us what they got going on. All right, I'm sitting here with Darren, one of the co-founders of Mod now. And I wanted to stop by because I noticed on Instagram, I started getting posts from Mod and I was like, wait, what's Mod? Formerly My Shea Space, what's up with the change?
The change is just a divergence from what we've learned. We wanted to have an impact on affordable housing, and to do that at scale, we really needed to do something that people could get into. And that wasn't going to be one-off sales. And it's gotten a lot harder in the past couple of years to even get a lot loan, where back in the day, that's what my wife and I did, is we bought a piece of land out in the country and had a $200 payment for a couple of acres. And it was It's super manageable, right? Yeah. And anymore, those kind of things aren't really, they don't exist. So you've got tons of payments between the land and whatever you're buying. And the terms on those things aren't great either if you're looking at some of those third-party loan options.
Okay.
So we wanted to offer something that investors and developers could develop for actual affordable housing and not using any of the government subsidies, because in the end, those aren't really for the end user. They have a lot more overhead, what we found, oddly enough. There's a lot more overhead that goes into maintaining those programs. So that ends up correlating back to rents and higher rents. It's more of a tax write-off thing for an investor than anything. So we wanted to develop a product that we could produce very affordably.
Okay.
The investors could get into it and have a good margin in there, but then we could really bring down the cost of rent in metropolitan areas that really need it.
Okay, so you told me about a case study that you did recently, and can you talk about what you found, I guess, from that study?
What we found is what we're building needs to be as conforming as possible, and that there can't be a chassis under it, and it can't look anything like it's mobile in any capacity. There's no city that wants to build more RV or mobile home parks. It can be done, but it's a stretch, and they're going to fight you every step of the way. So we needed to find a way to make these apartments. We can put several of them together. We can make single level apartments, and what we found was the cities like that option. And we came in there telling them we wanted to do affordable housing, and they're like, yeah, sure. Like, what's that mean? And we told them that $200 a week, all bills paid, was the price point we wanted to be at.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, we're interested. Let's work together. Let's figure this thing out. But yeah, it needed to be modular certified, and we needed to essentially build out a piece of property like an apartment complex.
Now, as far as the look and feel of the product itself, is there any changes there?
We are changing. There's a few things changing for production and speed of production. And what that ends up being is we're typically going to better materials, which allows us to install them faster. So in the end cost of things ends up being the same, but if you just look at materials, it's more expensive. But our walls are going to panelized wall systems made out of furniture grade plywood. Back in the restroom here, it's made that way. It looks very much like smooth drywall, but it's indestructible.
Okay.
And the tenant's not putting their hands through the wall or anything. All the ceilings will be 8 or 9 foot flat ceilings, because we're using trusses. That's also easier to get all of our ratings for wind and snow load and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Other than that, form factor is pretty much the same. We can build 12 or 14 feet wide. We can put multiple together. And with a few changes in the factory, we can build them up to 54 feet long.
Perfect. Now, I understand these are the last two that are going to be going directly from Mod to a consumer. These are available for someone to purchase if they wanted them.
Yep.
What's the price point on these?
So this one with the vaulted ceiling is just over $90,000, and the single plane roof that we have is just under $80,000.
The last question I guess I wanted to ask is, what separates Mod from some of the other options available?
So what sets us apart from the other options available, I think, is the intent behind it. We want to be able to affect affordable housing on a massive scale. And everything that we've done up to this point has been allowed us to pivot very, very quickly, as opposed to offering the same thing that everybody else is doing, the same thing that leads to rents that are too high. We've been able to learn with what everyone's needing, with what the market's doing, what the rates are doing, and change our product and our messaging accordingly.
Well, I appreciate you opening up your doors and letting me
absolutely.
stop by. It's been super interesting to see. I've kind of been following you since even before you started to when you started. Now being here is kind of surreal. So thank you for letting me stop by.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out.
All right, that is it for me here at Mod Mod. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look at what they're up to and where they're headed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.